My name is Andy Bumuntu, and I'm Rwandese. I was born on the 14th May, and I was born here in Rwanda. And I'm the fifth in the family of six. And back then, I used to love doing music, of course, but it was more than that. It was more the love of talking to people and having discussions with people and hearing their stories as well as sharing mine. And so background studies, I went for electricity and engineering. And after that, I decided to really follow something that I've loved so much from the childhood, which was music and arts. And that's how I found myself into music. And my first song came around 2016. And that's the song that most people knew, but really I had more songs in the past. Oh yeah, gusa witinya, oh yeah witinya, shira umutima munda. I loved music because of my brother. So my brother was a musician and he liked to sing and he liked to show off, of course, when we're young, and he's like, you know, I can sing better than you. So then that competition and all that like made me love music, seeing him perform, seeing him express himself. He was a good writer. And so after that, I started around 2013, I met a band. So in that time I was studying electricity, right? Then I met a band. And how did I meet them? It was a guy, friend, colleague. He told me, we have a band. We have a place where we go, we play, we meet other guys who want to learn how to play. Then I was like, why not? Let me just pass by. So when I got there, I was caught up. And that's that's the moment when I was like, this is the place where I'm finding myself. You know, I love things that I do aside, but this is where I'm finding myself. So that was around 2012. I started learning how to play guitar, how to sing, and went to YouTube to just find out, you know, how did the big artists make it. I made a deal with my dad. He is a chemist. So he was like, you gotta go to science or techniques, find something that's better than music. I had thought I've tried to see how much it's an ongoing fight happening between parents and children. When the children want to do something, the parents want them to do something, and it's always an ongoing fight. So I'm like, what are you looking forward to have from me? It was like, I want good marks. Okay, let's start from there. And I wanted the music, right? So I'm going to give you good marks in the lessons you want, and then you're going to let me do my music in peace. So is that a deal? And it was like, that's the deal. So then I went and worked hard to give him the marks in the studies he wanted me to learn. And so then after that, he also had to respect the deal. My music is very different from the music you will hear around, because I like to not follow the rules. You know, I like to know the rules so that I could break them. I'm talking about music. So when I create all the time, I want to feel like this music, my fan, the person who will listen to it, who will hear it, the message, the compositions, they're gonna feel like this is something that I really have not heard yet, or I've heard few of this. Yeah. I wouldn't say that I target any type of age. Yeah, because I've been performing for young kids under 6. I've been performing for older people over 80 and same age and etc. So I like to see myself as an artist of the people.
Feeling each other's breathing, yeah. Telling you I love you, baby, yeah.
I don't have a genre. I don't have a genre, and I like to, because to me, when I back then I used to love doing blues and jazz and a little bit of soul music when I started. But my inspirations are coming from different parts. Back then I was also a rapper, and who knows, my next album after this one could be a rap, with like having rap songs, you know. But I just like want to challenge myself. It's something, don't scare me, I don't do it. So apart from becoming a presenter and doing other community projects, I have also been taking my time to create. And sometimes with the fast music industry that's happening, it will push you to release music every day, you know, to keep up with the content that's happening around, you know. There is a lot of social media, there is a lot of content. So when you're not producing, you're gonna feel like you're left behind, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna go through that. I'm gonna let myself feel like I'm gonna disappear and sit down and create. And so then I started approaching different producers. It was Criso and Flash Music, Bo Pro, Michael Makembe, Egonode, and we started creating, you know. And the rule was, if there's any sound that you've ever heard from another song, we're going to exclude it. We're going to bring something that just have never sounded like this before, you know. And so then we created 10 songs, and each song is way different from another. It's like when you hear this and you hear another, you're like, who's the artist? You know, because you won't feel like it's the same artist. And so they did it. We made it happen. And the whole album was called Pleasure and Pain, because it has it all. It has the message of hope. It has the message of love. It has the message of comfort if you have lost your beloved one. It has content of loving your country, loving yourself, finding yourself. It has women empowerment. It has Africanism. It has a lot of it in one album. I had written Zagukumbura a while ago. It was on the album. But then nature has its own way to connect things, and my brother passed away, Ivan Bravan, peace to him. So then on the day where he passed away, which is on the 17th, is the day where I decided to release the video and the audio of the song. But I had written it before for everyone, you know, for everyone who has gone through that, and I think it's many of us. And so, but then the video of it was more, and the timing was inspired by the death of Ivan. But the thing that gives me a lot of peace is that I've had time to tell him how much I love him and how much I respect him and how much he's done amazing things to people, to his family, and to me as well. So I feel like I thank nature to have given me that opportunity to meet him, but also to tell him how I feel about him. So the name is called Pleasure and Pain. It was inspired by all the course of event has been happening in my life, in all our lives, you know, from the pandemic to the loss of people, to the child that were born, to the relationships that were built, you know, to all from here to there. So then it has a lot of songs. It has 10 songs, and there's no collabo. There's no collabo, and why is because it's been 2 years and more that people have not listened to me sing. So After this, I'm going to give them another full album with collabos of local artists as well as international artists. And so then that's basically it. But this 10 are just one-man show. I've said something before when we started this interview. I said, like, if something don't scare me, I don't do it. And I'm a perfectionist, and I always want to calculate my words and what I say and da 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 da. And so it was just taking my soul. I'm like, no, I just gotta be free. You know, sometimes you have to let yourself go. It's not just in speaking, but also in whatever you do, you know, and let yourself be free and trust yourself that you're gonna say the right thing or do the right thing, you know, in life. So that's how I went to radio, is I wanted to challenge myself to wake up every morning, speak to the people, let them speak to me, and not be scared to not say the wrong thing, you know, just like face the fear every single day of my life, you know. And so then it's just happened, you know. So I love the connection. You learn every day, but you get the opportunity to speak to people's hearts and let them actually speak to you from their story. In the morning, a person will call you after a month and say, you know, there's something you said this particular time. I was going to do this mess and it really touched me, and that's what I live for. So Sandrine Isheja is one of the best presenter I've admired before, and then now I'm working with her. So not only does she's a hard worker, but also she's a person who will let you experience your potential and pushes you to do best every single day, you know. So the connection was, you know, it was quick, you know, because if one person wants to work hard and another person want to work hard and they share the same principles and the same views about likes, not necessarily the same views, you know. Sometimes we're just like opposite and this way, but that's the power of conversations, you know. But she's a good listener and a good speaker, and when you have the both, you're blessed. Now put your favorite music. I think that one of the mistakes that a lot of artists do is to come into the art industry just by passion. Passion is good. But any other person who opens up a business, they open up a business, they have a strategic plan, they have an action plan, they know what to invest and how they're going to take it back, and that's how the business grow. So the trap where artists fall in is they just have the passion side. And I think that if you want to start, if you want to be an artist, if you want to do music or whatever art that fits you, see yourself as a business person. Like you're the CEO of a company, then that company is your music, like is whatever company you call it, but the product is music, is your art. So then you start understanding why you need a manager and why you need people around you and why you need to educate yourself about laws and the music business, so that yes, you're going to produce, but what happens after the production? Because the music industry, the music itself is like 40%, because we have 60% of other matters that really is important to selling your music, letting the public speaking, and understanding laws, understanding the financial side of it. You know, just that whole ecosystem. So then it is that which is so much important. That's what artists sometimes miss. But parents should really help their children, because the fact that you don't know what our children want to do does not make what that child wants to do a bad thing. So accompany him, give him or her the right values, the right guidelines, then let her explore, because this job that you're doing as a parent was not there 10 years ago maybe, or 20 years ago. And the work that our grandchildren are going to be doing, maybe that work hasn't been created yet. So allow your children to create.
umutima wawe utakiri uwanjye, sezera